Hey guys, welcome back to another Collingwood review. Today I'll be reviewing the Collingwood vs Fremantle game that happened, kind of last night, to be honest. It was a really good performance by Collingwood. I was super impressed. Got the job done by 6 goals in the wet. Was not expecting that at all. We had a okay first half, but then we just piled on goals on top of the Dockers, and now the Dockers are in a pretty poor patch of form. They've lost to the Suns and Pies, both games that they probably should have won, taking into the bye, especially seeming they've got Melbourne and Brisbane the next 2 weeks. Yeah, it doesn't look any better for Freo, but yeah, it was a good win by Collingwood. I really thought that Western Bulldogs loss would really shock our season and probably stop our run of wins, especially seeming our byes coming up, and we've got next week we've got Carlton and Hawthorn, the bye, and it's going to be really tough to find wins. And I think Oliver Henry was very good. He stepped up, kicking 4 goals, one without Mason Cox. Really good, especially seeming last week. He had a shock aim, and it was really inspiring football by our leaders. Pendlebury played well, Sidebottom played well. Didn't actually watch the game but I'm going all this basically off the AFL app. I heard that some of the Dockers players that normally shine in the midfield didn't really shine. I mean, apart from Brayshaw and I think Akers and Mundy and Brody, I don't think any other midfielders or actual Dockers players in general really shined. I mean, I know Lipinski was great. He had over 30. Crisp and Dacos were ranking him up. Sidebottom played probably his best game this season. Josh Dacos wasn't bad. Adams was good. Sean Darcy had a ripping game against us. Well done to Darcy Cameron. He was very good. Talk about the goal kickers. Oliver Henry bagged 4. He's very good. Jack Ginnivan bagged 2 on return. Very nice. Myercheck and Hoskin Elliott both 2 as well. Darcy Cameron and Jack Crisp also managed the 1 goals, and the Dockers got Walters, Switkowski, Mundy, Lobb, Brody and Brayshaw, their goal kickers. Yeah, I definitely thought that we could have maybe lost this game by a lot. But I didn't really know it was going to be that wet, but that was an absolute shocking game. Also, really want to talk about our accuracy in front of goal. It was really good. We had a lot of inside forward 50s, but when we actually took our chances in goal, we took them. And unlike Fremantle, we managed to get over 30 for our Fincy inside forward 50, which is an absolute shocking game. But that's what you want to see in the wet. There's a lot of clearances to Jordan Agoe as well that really inspired us. I did see that. We didn't see too much midfield goals. We did get a big mark from Jeremy Howe. I think this is probably Collingwood's best performance this year, to be honest. St Kilda, round 1 was pretty good as well. We had a nice win over the Bombers on Anzac Day. That was very good too. We had a good win over the Gold Coast Suns when I live streamed that game. And we definitely showed a lot of signs against the Crows of having a good year, and I think Craig McRae's definitely lifted our tackle pressure game, because we could clearly see that all we wanted to do was pressure the Dockers whenever they got the football. So it was so wet that they would make mistakes, and I think the commentators were saying, I tuned in for the last minute, the commentators were saying that the Dockers were just making silly mistakes with the football. They had plenty more possessions than us. They had not double, they had 30, 40, 50 more touches. Although we did dominate the kicks. The Vinci inside forward 50, we had 35%. That's nothing in a game. And our average is 44.9, and the Dockers' average is 46.6. And they only had 30.4, the Dockers. The disposal of Fincy definitely went to the Dockers because we had some scrappy kicks. The free kick count wasn't great. Smashed us in hit outs. We were very good in clearances. Yeah, our contested possession game wasn't the best. Our uncontested possession as well, and turnovers for the match. The Dockers made some silly mistakes, and yeah, it's definitely a win that we had to take, and we took it. Now we're 10th on the ladder with 5 wins, 5 losses, call it even. Yeah, we kicked 12 goals. Our average this season is 13. Um, so I think we managed to kick 12 goals in the wet. That is probably why we won the game. Our accuracy in front of goal, also our efficiency. Our tackles were great. Pressure is fantastic. We actually took a bounce in the wet too. I was so surprised when I checked the stats and I saw a bounce. Like, it's going to be really, really interesting against the Blues as well. It's going to be a big game. It's going to be a super duper clash, and I hope we can put on a good performance. If you watch my tipping video, I've tipped Colton by 20 points. So yeah, it's not bad. So yeah, this is basically everything I wanted to see for this review. So yeah, comment your thoughts of the game. Also comment if you think this was game of the win upset of the round. Sorry, because I certainly think it was, because the only other one was the Hawthorn versus Brisbane game, and Hawthorn, I could say Hawthorn winning that game. I nearly tipped them at the end. I nearly changed my tip. So yeah, thanks for watching my review, and stay tuned for my review next week, which is Collingwood Carlton.